Good day, everyone. I am Ira Grace Santalar, and together with my group mates Angela Samaniano, Rochelle Taduran, Janice Tangilon, and Erica Salas, we will be your presenters for today. Our topic is Module 10, Ecoliteracy. Before we begin, let me ask you a question. Have you ever experienced a typhoon, flooding, or even a sudden change in weather that made you stop and think, what is happening to our world? We believe in a time when natural disasters are becoming more frequent and intense. Sadly, many of these are connected to how we treat the environment, how we use our resources, how we dispose of our waste, and how we build our communities. That's why today, we will explore a very important topic that connects all of us, not just as students, but as future leaders, professionals, and citizens of this earth. This is called ecoliteracy, or simply being aware of the environment and understanding how nature works and how our actions affect it. Ecoliteracy is not just about science, it's about life. It's about how we think, how we live, and how we care of our world, today and for the next generations. Our goal today is to help you understand this concept, reflect on your own experiences, and inspire you to take action, even in small ways, to protect the only planet we have. So let's get started and see how learning about ecoliteracy can help us build a more sustainable and better future, starting with ourselves and our schools. Before we dive to the main discussion, let's now come first to learning objectives. What you should learn in this module. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to first, explain what ecoliteracy means and how it helps protect our environment. Second, discuss the 7 principles of nature. We'll talk about this more later. Third, describe what makes a school a green school. Then fourth, show how ecoliteracy can be included in what we teach and learn at school. Share life lessons from your own experience with environmental activities. And analyze a short research study about ecoliteracy and how it affects teaching. And create a community action plan to help protect and care for our environment. So, in many parts of the world, including our own country, people suffer from natural disasters like typhoons, earthquakes, and floods. Because of this, the government and schools have created programs to prepare people for these disasters and to manage the risks. But here's the thing, disaster preparedness is not enough. We also need to understand why these disasters happen more often and what we can do to help the environment. That's where ecoliteracy comes in. We need to be aware of what's happening to our environment and we need to take action. This means teaching and learning about how to take care of nature and live in a way that doesn't harm the planet. And yes, this should be part of our school curriculum, something we learn not just in science but in everyday life. Let's now come to ecoliteracy and sustainable development. Now let's understand the big ideas behind ecoliteracy. So what is ecoliteracy? This means being aware of how nature works and how human life depends on the environment. It's about understanding that all living things, plants, animals, and people are connected. It's also about realizing that what we do, like cutting trees, throwing garbage, or polluting the air, has consequences. So, according to David Orr, an environmental educator, said that if we don't include ecology, the study of the environment, in our education, we are teaching students that it doesn't matter. That's dangerous, right? So we must change the way we teach and learn by including ecological awareness. So why is ecoliteracy important? So ecoliteracy helps us first understand how nature is organized, how everything in nature has a role and is connected. Second, learn how to design a way of living that doesn't harm the planet. This is called sustainability. Third, apply this knowledge in real life. How we build homes, use energy, grow food, and treat animals and plants. What is sustainability? It means being able to live on this planet without destroying it, so that the future generations can also live a good life. It's about balance, using what we need without taking too much. So there are two ways we can look at sustainability. First is qualitatively, how we feel, like our well-being and happiness. Second, quantitatively, things we can measure, like how much water or forest we still have. We can use tools like the ecological footprint to check this. To become sustainable, we need to rethink our habits, our culture, and how we run our industries and schools. So many of the problems we face today is like pollution, climate change, loss of animals and plants, and it happens because of ecological illiteracy or not understanding the environment. Who is an ecologically literate person? First is a person who is ecoliterate, knows how ecosystems work, knows that everything is connected, makes choices that help, not harm, the nature, acts in a way that help ensure the earth stays healthy, not just for now, but for the next generations too. What is an ecologically literate society? A society that is ecoliterate is one where people care for nature. The economy and schools support environmental protection. Policies and everyday decisions are made with nature in mind. That's why ecoliteracy is seen as a new and important part of education. It involves systems thinking, meaning we look at the big picture and how all parts of life are connected. Many schools around the world are now including ecoliteracy in their programs so that students grow up aware and responsible. To sum up everything, ecoliteracy is about being aware of and caring for the environment. It is important to teach this in schools. It's also important that a green school in an eco-literate society will help create a better, safer, and more sustainable future. And you, as students, are a big part of this change.